Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to A Clash of Kings 3.0. Now, when we left off, we were doing a tournament, or kind of a pseudo-tournament, at 9 stars, and doing one of my favorite quests in the entirety of the mod. Now, I do realize that some of the quests have been removed, some of the other ones, that is, and that's a bit of a shame, because obviously the randomness and things of invasions is always quite fun, so I suppose that might be the reason why the mod creator removed those quests. But I gotta say that apparently many of you, or shall we say not many, but some of you thought that the loss of stats, the loss of the 1 strength and the 1 agility, which we would have gained if we had survived against the brothers, it was a big deal, because it seemed a lot of you were upset by that. I'm not entirely sure why, because it's a game, you know, it's a game, and 1 strength and 1 agility here and there on myself is not going to make a huge difference at all. I kind of find that a bit strange, but okay, it doesn't matter. As long as you enjoy, and as long as, you know, the majority is having a good old fun time, that's all that matters to me, really. So the minority, you know, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let us now attack the Wildlings. Can you imagine? I have no idea how I managed to find these, but I went into the north thinking, okay, come on, let's give this a bit of a go here, because I thought to myself, there's probably not going to be many, because there's a bunch. There is actually a bunch of Night Watch vassals all over the place, and I was a little bit worried about attacking the Wildlings, or at least finding any Wildlings to actually attack, because of course they have these guys, and yeah, it's also a good idea that I might actually do damage to these fellows as well, because they have horses, and it might be a bit difficult for our own fellows to deal with them, but okay. This is not going to work out too well, is it? Let's tell them to stand closer a little bit here, because we're going to need the solidarity, aren't we? We're going to need a little bit more cohesion between our forces. Now, what I'm going to try and do is I'm actually going to try my very best and see if I can maybe get some Pentos units. I think Pentos units, according to some of you in the comments, have really high HP. Yeah, they have really high HP. This is exactly the reason why I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't use a spear. For some reason, whenever I use a spear, I always think to myself, yes, I must charge straight in here and do the pokey-pokiness, because that's what we do, you know, we poke people in the face. And yeah, anyway, that doesn't really matter right now, because our forces won quite easily, I might admit, and also there is a bigger party of Wildlings very, very close by. Now, I might have to restore my own HP, which is going to be extremely sad. I actually do want to have this shield. I think this shield is a lot better. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is... I don't even know. Why am I even dying? I mean, yes, okay, I'm running in, but usually the archers and various other units like them are kind of bad. But apparently in this respect, maybe the archers have been changed, or maybe the bows have become a little bit better in recent times with this mod. So anyway, let's go to Castle Black, because I would very much like to not besiege it, thank you. I would very much like to wait here for some time to restore our HP a little bit, of course. And one of you suggested that we become a vassal or a mercenary. I think you suggested a vassal, but I'm not entirely sure about doing that. But maybe become a mercenary of Bravos, because that would then enable us to have access to the Iron Bank, and that would be a very big benefit. So that's a good idea, actually. That is a good idea. Maybe I should have done that beforehand. That would have probably been a good idea, wouldn't it? Well, anyway, seems there's a lot of war declarations going on, and I haven't seen any other Wildlings so far, so it seems like the vassals have cleaned up a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. Now, this is the event that happens when the Reach declares war against Dragonstone and the Westerlands, so there's that. And I guess, well, there's not much more to do but find some more Wildlings, I guess. Hopefully, I will have leveled up. Yes, I have. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so what am I going to do here? Because I'm going to be getting man-at-arms with the Stormlander units, as well as with the Pentos units. So I'm thinking maybe I should go for some skirmishers with the Volantis units. That might be a good way to go. So I think we're going to do that, and we're going to see how it is. Now, how much... Ah, yes, I am back. I'm back at 100% HP. That's fantastic. So... let's see now. Ah, oh no, village farmers, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some wildlings. It's gonna take a bit of time, I think. Okay, so I'm actually kind of surprised that we found this band of wildlings. They were standing right next to a castle, being extremely sneaky about it, and I had to go all the way around. So I thought to myself, okay, where are the wildlings most likely to be? Well, obviously in the center, around the trees and everything, right? Well, that would be incorrect, because there are a huge amount of vassals in the area, and they are just going to attack them and slaughter them all. However, if you think a little bit outside the box, which is not that difficult, but anyway, point is, if you go where the vassals are not, then you're bound to find some wildlings. And I did. I found some. So there's 29 in this particular band, which might cause a much greater threat to our forces than beforehand. At least we mostly leveled up, so we should, in theory, have a much easier time of things in defeating them, because if our levies and various peasants were able to win rather decidedly, rather decisively, whatever D unit? Yes, whatever D word you want to use. D unit, yes, I want to use a D unit. That's the way to go. Oh my, really? Okay. Anyway, let's see what we can do about putting up a shield wall. There we go, there's a nice shield wall there. They do have a little bit of cavalry, so it might be a nice idea to sort of be a little bit more defensive, I suppose you could say. So let's get these guys. Well, we're already on a hill. I don't know how much more defensive you can get, really. I mean, this is kind of amusing. Okay, come on. I'm going to try and take out their horses, or at least try and slow them down a little bit, or whatever, but I don't really want to get into the thick of things, as it were. So let's tell our forces to charge in here. I think this is going to be the only way we'll actually get anywhere. Can I? Oh, there we go. Okay, I did a little bit of damage to him. A little bit, but I am distracting a couple of them, which is always nice. So, yes. Really? Really? Okay, there's some nice damage. There's some nice damage. That's what I like. Okay. A little bit more, please. I'd like some more proficiency as well. Oh, it's going to take me a long time, isn't it? It's going to take me a long time to get some of this proficiency up. I really need to find a glaive. You know that? I really need to find a glaive, or I need to find something that is a little bit easier to use for me, because this spear is awful. Absolutely awful. Oh, and by the way, I think we are on, is it day 32 now? Or day 35? I don't know. It's somewhere in the 30s. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. We're actually, I don't think we're doing that badly. I think our progress could have been a lot better in regards to the 200 days limit challenge thing that I set. But obviously that was just kind of a guide. I'm not really being too strict with it, but I can be. I don't really mind. It's not really a big deal if I succeed or not. If I make a faction on day 201, then basically that's the same kind of deal. But if I make it on day 500, that's a very, very big difference. So anyway, there we are. 8 renown, 7 morale, not bad, and we do get a very nice shield. I will take that. Thank you. Now, is there anything else here? This leather jerkin. I'm going to use this leather jerkin because it gives you a little bit less body armor, but it gives you head armor, which is definitely going to help us out because we have a leather cap at the moment. Ooh, a heavy leather cap, actually. That is going to help us out much more, and we'll take all of those. Thank you very much. Okay, so as you can see, these wildlings, I actually came around here, you see. Came around all the way around here, and these wildlings were hiding around this castle, hilariously enough, not entirely sure why, and I chased them all around in there, so this is pretty good. It's pretty good, right? So, that's not bad. Otherwise, I think, can I actually, maybe I can find some more around this area. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Oh, there seems to be, some broken men. That's probably not going to be very advisable for us to attack, because they are halberdiers. They're probably going to absolutely destroy us, I would say. Anyway, let's have a look and see around this area here, and are there any wildlings? The thing is that the growth of the trees is so incredibly thick and dense that it's very, very difficult to see anything, and you need to mouse over everything, and it's all very weird. But yeah, I suppose that is one of the advantages of being a wildling, because of course you're not going to be preyed upon too easily. Okay, so I was unable to find any other well, wildlings to fight, which is kind of a shame, but I have arrived here in Barroton, and we're going to be selling a couple of our things as well, because, well, we don't really need them, and it would be kind of nice to make a little bit of cash, because I've actually just gone into debt, if you can believe that. I've just gone into debt because the mercenary payment did not fully cover what I was actually spending and paying our forces, which is actually kind of a bit weird, isn't it? So, yes, that's kind of a bit, well, off-putting, I suppose. Ah, and there's a poleaxe. Now, I would love to take that, but that's a two-handed. That's not a polearm, actually, which is kind of a bit weird, but I suppose it's because it's a poleaxe and not anything else. So, I'm going to be looking for a better weapon, because even though the balanced heavy spear is nice and probably works quite nicely, I would like to get a velouge or something along those lines. I don't know how to say it, but point is, I'd like to get one of those. I think that would be kind of nice, because it's got a slashing movement, and it's pretty long, and it's hopefully going to crush through blocks as well. But yeah, anyway, let's go and check in the tavern here real quick, because there might be a companion that could join us. Roger! Roger the ransom broker. Yes. No, you're not very useful to us right now, Roger. Unfortunately. No, I don't have any prisoners, do I? No, I don't. But we have leveled up a little bit, apparently. Wait a minute. How did I level up? I did go to the guild master, and I did go to a village and speak to the village elder. Maybe that gave me some experience? I know that, I think some of you said that if you go to these places, they do give you experience, so that's actually kind of nice. Obviously, I was a little bit unaware of that, but we're going to be speccing into strength a little bit more here, and I'm still thinking that we should go for some... Should we go for some Iron Flesh now? Because there's not anything else that I really want to go for. I mean, I would love to find a medicinal companion right now. I'm going to go for it. Going to go for some Iron Flesh here. So at least we have 51. Maybe we die a little bit less. That might be kind of nice. And what I thought we could do... Where is it now? Ah, yes. Go to the old cave. I'm actually unsure what that is. I don't think I've ever been there before. I'd like to go to the Haunted Tower as well, because I feel like those places... I've not been there, so it would be kind of nice to explore around a little bit. And maybe there'd be some cool event there. If there isn't, then I'm going to be disappointed. But, well, we're going to find out. Come on, let's do this. Let's go into the old cave. I don't want to do it at night, please, though. Okay, I'm just going to wait here until morning. Yeah? Is that morning? Yep, there we go. Okay, let's go into the old cave. Oh... Okay, so yes, this is going to be for a quest, I assume, or something, and you're only able to access it when you have that particular quest. Well, that's good to know, I suppose. And who's that? Oh, that's John Umber from the north. Okay, well, it's good to know. I don't know why he's following me. He's traveling to Last Hearth. Where's Last Hearth? Surely it's not around here. A little bit weird. Okay, well, oh, you have to go around the rivers and things, don't you? So, here we go. So now, we do get to explore the Haunted Tower. You arrive at the ruins of the Blind Lord's Haunted Tower. Let's explore it. Well, let's have a look around here. Aha, explore it to gain experience. Yes, that's exactly what I like to do. So, let's have a look around here a little bit. Well, it's obviously not going to be behind us, is it? But I just thought it seemed quite... maybe stand outish. It sort of stood out a little bit, so maybe wanted to explore it and see if there was anything there, but no, okay. That's absolutely fine. It could be that there's only one sort of portion of interest here. I'm actually going to get off my horse real quick, because it's obviously not horse terrain. And do I need to draw my weapon? I don't think so. The tower is a complete ruin, nothing but a shell, but a strange moaning sound can be heard when inside. Perhaps the cause is the wind being forced through the broken window. Ah, you've successfully explored it. Okay, well, there we go. That was it. And it does. I think it is probably haunted, isn't it? It's probably haunted in some way. It could be the wind, but I don't know. I choose to believe otherwise. Don't you? Well, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna... Oh, well, I don't even know what to do. I mean, yes, I can go to the Sceptry and maybe speak to that fellow, because I think that quest has actually been removed now, so that's kind of worthless. I could go to Cairn Hall, actually. Could go to Cairn Hall, which is where? Oh, no. Let me see if I can find it. Well, after a little bit of searching, I realized that we did gain the quest in Stormlands territory, and... yeah, lo and behold, it is actually in the Stormlands territory. So let's enter the village, And yes, let's see what's actually going on here. And now, the thing is, I'm actually getting this quest confused with another of the quests that you do actually get. I think this is probably the earlier stage of the quest that I'm thinking of. And yeah, there isn't actually a wight here, but there is maybe something that attacks us later on. So that was the main thing that I was a little bit daunted by, and I got mixed up, so do forgive me for that. Otherwise, let's have a look around. I think I can go over here, and there's a fellow in this hole over here, isn't there? Yes, hello! Have you seen a wight about here? By the 7, another one. Look, I'm not a wight, as I tried to tell that screaming girl when she came up here. Ah, he's attempting... Oh, yes, he found a cache of scrolls from before the conquests. You seem to have caused quite a stir in the village. Why didn't you just explain to them what you were doing here? Ah, but then I'd explain to them what excavating means, and before you know, they're coming to me to bless their cows, heal their wounds, and wed their daughters. Keep ignorant peasants away from me, and I can die a happy man. Ah, well, there we go. That seems to be it, and now I will be able to go back to Goodman Tom, who is in the Weeping Town. And yes, I guess it's a good thing that we're down here anyway, because there didn't seem to be any other wildlings around. There's probably only 2 maximum parties alive at any one point anyway, because of course they continually get attacked by everything. So anyway, let's speak to him. You've taken care of the wight. Truly, well done, sir. I knew a true knight would have no trouble dealing with such a demon. Oh yes, please take this as a thank you. 80 coins. 80. 80. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, hello there. What is an anointed knight doing here? I competed in the great tournament at Harren Hall ages ago in what some call the year of the false spring. Ah, I was young and out of my wits. You seem a stout enough fellow. Would you like to join my company? Yes, okay. So, okay, he's going to be like 2,000, isn't he? Yes, 2,500. Unfortunately, I won't be able to afford that. Now, I did take a look at the enterprises as well. I actually could take a look at the enterprises right now, just to show you guys, because it might actually be quite interesting to see what I'm going to be doing. But basically, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and get either a bakery, because the bakeries actually seem to give quite a decent margin, 270 coins, and they're only, as you can see, they're only 1,500 coins, which is actually very easy for me to make. Or I could get a brewery, which is 1,000 more, and it does have a little bit less profit, but maybe the fluctuations of profit would not be so large. I was also thinking about oil, but that's a little bit more expensive and much less profit, so probably not going for that. What about ironworks? Ironworks is the best. That is a little bit more expensive, 2,000 more expensive than a bakery, but still 402. But obviously, this is investing in some businesses, and I'm not entirely sure whether we want to do that. But now that I have a heavy spear, maybe I'll partake in a bit of a tournament and see if I can get a little bit of cash that way, because obviously beforehand I had a pretty terrible weapon, but now I've got a pretty good one, and maybe I'll be able to win one, and then maybe what I can do when the month is up for our mercenary contract, I can maybe try and get out of that, and then I can join up with Bravos. That might be a good way to go. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.